All right, guys, this is going to be from chapter 2, conditional statements. This is going along with our logic and reasoning. So what is a conditional statement? A conditional statement has two parts. It has a hypothesis and a conclusion, okay? It's known as an if-then statement. So pretty much how it sounds. If I study, then I will make an A. Okay, so it's an if, it has if and then. So a symbolic translation, because remember, you could say if anything, then anything. So the symbolic way to say it is if P, then Q. And then here's the symbolic over here off to the right. Feel free to pause this video anytime. Examples of the conditional statement. So here's two sentences, two if-then statements. So I have the first one saying something just in general. If my grade is a 92, then I have an A. Okay. Well, this part right here, let me get my pen. This part right here that's highlighted in green, that is your hypothesis. Okay, so that's your hypothesis. And then this part right here in orange, that is your conclusion. Okay, it's the part after if, and then the part after then. So same thing down here. If 3 points are on a line, then the points are collinear. So those are two examples of conditional statements. It just has if and then within the sentence. Next type of statement, this is a conditional statement, but it's called a converse statement. So here's what a converse statement is. It's pretty simple. It's in the statement, the hypothesis and the conclusion will be switched. So let's go back to our original symbolic translation. Remember, it used to say if P then Q. Well, now you're switching them. So now it's going to say if Q then P. So the Q comes first, and then the little arrow to the right, and then P. So our original statement was, and we'll just go with that sentence there, if 3 points are on a line, then the points are collinear. So how would we write the new statement? Okay, well, you want to switch the orange and the green statements, the hypothesis and the conclusion. So you would say if the points are collinear, and you could say 3 points, okay? If the points are collinear, then the points, or 3 points, and I know it makes more sense to probably add 3 right there. If the 3 points are collinear, then the 3 points are on a line. Okay, so you'll notice I just switched the two. Okay, so that's how you write a converse statement. Just switch the hypothesis and conclusion. The next type of conditional statement is called an inverse statement. So in an inverse statement, it's when you change the hypothesis and the conclusion by adding the word not, okay, or by taking it out if it's already contained in the statement. So here's the symbolic. It says if not P, then not Q. Okay, so you just add the word not, and then they have a little swervy line, little squiggly tilde, however you want to call that. And so that stands for not P and then not Q. So how would we do that in an example? So let's stick to the original statement. If 3 points are on a line, then the 3 points are collinear. So we're going to say if 3 points are not on a line, and you can say aren't, that's the same thing, then the points are not collinear. Okay, and that's it. That's all you have to do to make it an inverse statement. Okay, and that's something that you'll just have to remember. Add the word not. Okay, and this will be the last type of conditional statement that we'll identify, and that's called a contrapositive statement. And so a contrapositive statement is when you're going to change the statement by doing the inverse and the converse. So basically the two things that we just talked about. So you're going to use the inverse and the converse here. So let's take a look at the symbolic way. So you would say, if not Q, then not P. So notice the P and the Q got switched, and it also contains the word not. Okay, and then there's the symbolic form as well. So now let's practice the last statement. If 3 points are on a line, then the points are collinear. So remember, we want to switch those two and also add the word not. Okay, so here we go. If the 3 points are not collinear, okay? Because remember, that's going to go first. If the 3 points are not collinear, then the 3 points are not on a line. And that's it, okay? And so when this gets a little bit more challenging, then it's when we start talking about if they are true or false, okay? But right now we're just going to focus on these 4 types of conditional statements, okay?